Tumi Samsonite Travelpro, 3 bags, 100 flights of hard use, one clear winner judged on what actually survives and what's backed for life. Here's the part nobody tells you at the store. 2 of these 3 are secretly the same company. You're about to overpay 4 times over. Let's settle it. You have seen it happen. A wheel that seizes on the jet bridge and drags like a dead foot. A zipper that splits open on the carousel and spills your shirts onto the belt. A telescopic handle that wobbles, then jams halfway, then never retracts again. Every frequent flyer has buried a bag that died this way. You paid good money, and the bag still did not last. That is not bad luck, that is design. So let me settle which of these 3 survives, and let me be honest up front about how. I did not strap these bags to a sled and run 100 flights myself. What I did is read the real-world record, the owner reports, the documented failure patterns, the published warranty terms, the construction specs. They tell you what 100 flights of hard use actually does to each one. That is the evidence, and it is verifiable. And the standard I am judging by is not raw toughness at any price. It is durability for the money, what survives, what is backed for life, and what you actually paid for it. On that standard, there is a clear winner, and it is not the expensive one. Here is the twist I will keep coming back to. 2 of these 3 bags are the same company. Samsonite bought Tumi in 2016 for about $1.8 billion. So when you pay roughly 4 times more for the Tumi, you are partly paying its own parent company a premium for the badge. The same boardroom signs off on both bags, then prices one of them like a different universe. The person who flies for a living already knows this, and he rolls the 3rd bag. Do the math over a bag's life. Spread $800 across the flights before it needs a repair you have to pay for. Now do the same for a $200 bag that gets fixed free for life. The cost per flight gap is not 4 to 1. Over a real flying career, it is far wider. Let's run the rounds. Round 1, the shell. Let me give Tumi its due first, because it earns it, and the skeptic will catch me if I do not. On pure raw construction, the Tumi is the toughest bag here. Its flagship soft side uses ballistic nylon, the FXT version, a tightly woven high-denier fabric originally developed for military use, genuinely abrasion-resistant and built to take a beating. That is not marketing. That is a real premium material, and it is the best shell fabric in this matchup. Full stop. The FXT ballistic weave runs a high-denier count, a thick, dense thread that resists tearing and scuffing far better than ordinary luggage nylon. At around $800, it had better be. Now the Samsonite. The flagship Omni is a hard side in polycarbonate on the better line, and here is where you read carefully. Samsonite also sells cheaper shells in ABS and polypropylene. Owner reports flag those as more brittle, more prone to cracking in cold cargo holds. The Omni PC polycarbonate flexes and recovers under impact. The budget ABS Samsonite goes rigid and cracks. That is the real difference between the 2 plastics. Polycarbonate absorbs a blow and springs back. ABS takes the blow and fractures. Same brand, 2 very different shells, around $200. Then Travelpro. The Platinum Elite flagship is a soft side in a high-denier nylon weave. Not quite the ballistic FXT of the Tumi, but a genuinely tough, abrasion-resistant fabric, chosen by a brand that builds for people who destroy bags for a living. The denier is high, the weave is dense, and crews pick it for a reason. Around $200, so the round 1 verdict is honest and clear. On raw shell toughness alone, Tumi wins. The ballistic nylon is the best fabric on the table, but a shell almost never fails first. The moving parts do, but hold that thought, because raw fabric is only 1 round, and it costs you 4 times as much. The next round is where bags actually go to die, and the expensive fabric does not save you there. One quick thing, and it's the one you've been asking for. You wanted the whole method in one place. Well, here it is, my new guide. Build a $2,000 wardrobe for $200. Every rule from this channel, no logos, no fluff. The link is below. Go build it. Round 2, the wheels. Here is the truth every frequent flyer learns the hard way. Wheels are the #1 failure point on rolling luggage. Not the fabric, not the lining. The wheels, every time. They take the entire weight of the bag, dragged across concrete, jet bridges, cobblestones, and curbs, 100 flights in a row. And when a wheel seizes or cracks, the bag is effectively dead. You're carrying it, not rolling it. So this round matters more than the shell. And there is a design split worth knowing. Inline skate-style wheels set into the back of the bag take abuse better than the fully rotating spinner wheels that hang off the corners. Spinners are convenient in the airport and the first to snap when a bag tips off a curb. The owner report record here is revealing. Tumi wheels are decent, and on the hard side 19-degree line, they are sealed and replaceable. But the failure reports exist, and the repair after the 5-year window is on your dime. Samsonite is where it gets ugly. The budget spinner wheels on the cheaper lines are a recurring complaint in owner reports. They wear, they develop flat spots, and they are not always easily replaceable on the low-end models. You bought the bag for $200, and the wheels are the part engineered down to hit that price. Then, Travelpro. This is where the crew's choice starts to separate. The Platinum Elite wheels are designed to be replaceable. And here is the part that matters. They are covered under Travelpro's lifetime warranty as wear and tear items on that line. A wheel wears out. They replace it for the life of the bag. The wheels are field replaceable, often with a screwdriver, and Travelpro ships replacements. The Tumi wheel is replaceable too, but the repair is theirs and the bill is yours once the window closes. The spinner caster, the part that takes the sideways hit when a bag tips, is exactly the piece Travelpro swaps for free. Think about what that means over 100 flights. The Tumi wheel that fails after 5 years costs you a repair. The Travelpro wheel that fails gets replaced free, forever. Round 2 goes to Travelpro, not because the wheel is exotic, but because it is backed when it inevitably wears. The next round is the one that splits open on the carousel. Round 3, zippers and hardware. A zipper is the second thing that kills a bag, and it fails in the worst possible place, wide open, on the belt, in front of everyone. The standard you want is a self-repairing coil zipper from a serious maker, ideally YKK. Heavy gauge with pulls that do not snap off. A coil zipper, when forced, can often be massaged back together. A cheap molded chain zipper, once a tooth goes, is dead. Gauge matters too. A heavier coil shrugs off the strain of an overpacked bag. Tumi runs that heavier grade hardware. Samsonite's budget lines do not, and the pulls are the first thing to go. Tumi uses quality zippers, genuinely good hardware, befitting the price, and I will credit that. The premium build extends to the zips and the rivets, and they hold up well in owner reports. Samsonite is the weak link again. The budget zippers and hardware on the cheaper lines are a documented early failure point. Owner reports describe pulls breaking off and tracks separating under a tightly packed bag. The cheap hardware gives out before the shell does. That is the cost of hitting a $200 price with a parent company that saves its best components for the Tumi badge. Travelpro runs heavy-duty zippers on the Platinum Elite, and critically, the zipper is covered under that same lifetime promise. A zipper failure is a warranty repair, not a thrown-away bag, so weigh the round honestly. Tumi's zippers are excellent but unbacked after 5 years. Samsonites are the worst of the three and flagged repeatedly by owners. Travelpros are heavy-duty and backed for life. On raw zipper quality, Tumi edges it. On durability for the money, backed when it fails, Travelpro takes the round again. The badge is never the bag. The next round wobbles in your hand every time you extend it. Round 4. The telescopic handle. Pull the handle up, push it down. You do it 20 times a trip, hundreds of times over 100 flights. Every cycle stresses the mechanism. When a telescopic handle fails, it fails in stages. First the wobble, then the stick, where it jams halfway, then the dead stop, where it will not extend or retract at all. You are dragging the bag by a strap like a piece of broken furniture. The handle is a quiet, unglamorous part, and it is one of the most common long-term failure points owners report across every brand. Tumi's handle is solid, multi-stage, locking, minimal wobble, out of the box, premium feel, as you would expect, for $800. The reports of failure exist, but are not the brand's weak point. The aluminum tubing is thick and the stops are firm. Wobble is the first symptom of a dying handle, and the Tumi resists it, longest of the three when new. Samsonite's budget handle uses thinner tubing and looser stops, so the wobble arrives years sooner. Samsonite's handle is functional and fine when new. But on the budget lines, the wobble develops earlier and the mechanism is not built to the same standard. Again, the part engineered down to the price. Travelpro's Platinum Elite handle is genuinely a point of pride for the brand. A contoured, multi-stage handle that crews extend and retract thousands of times. And it is covered like the wheels and zippers under the lifetime promise on that line. A handle that jams after 3 years of weekly flying is, for the Travelpro owner, a free repair. For the Tumi owner past the 5-year window, it is a bill. For the Samsonite owner, it is often a new bag. Round 4, Tumi has the best handle feel new, but Travelpro wins the round that matters, the handle back for the life of the bag. The badge is never the bag. The next round is the one that decides this entire war. Round 5, the warranty showdown. This is the round killer, and it is where the whole contest is actually won, because a bag's durability is not just how it is built, it is what happens when it breaks. Every bag breaks eventually. The only question that matters is who pays for it when it does. Let me lay the 3 warranties side by side, exactly as published. Tumi, a limited warranty that runs 5 years. The early stretch is full, worry-free coverage, and that does include airline damage. But after that short window, it narrows to manufacturing defects only, and the worry-free airline protection falls away. So the airline that crushes your bag in year 4 is on you. $800, and the real protection is front-loaded into the first couple of years, then mostly gone. Samsonite, a 10-year limited warranty. Sounds generous until you read the word limited. It covers manufacturing defects only, not wear, not airline damage. If the wheel wears out or the carrier cracks your shell, that is not a defect, and you are not covered. Owner reports are full of denied Samsonite claims for exactly this reason. The failure was wear, and wear is not a defect. $200, 10 years, defects only. Now, Travelpro. The Platinum Elite carries a limited lifetime warranty. The line is built around a built-for-a-lifetime promise. It covers the wheels, the handles, and the zippers as wear items for the life of the bag. Travelpro calls it the Trusted Companion Promise. Register the bag within 120 days and the airline damage repair coverage is yours for as long as you own it. Read the actual clause and it is unusually generous for the price. No stunt test required to prove it, just the published terms, in black and white. And here is where the twist detonates. Tumi and Samsonite are the same company. Samsonite bought Tumi in 2016 for about $1.8 billion. So the $800 bag and the $200 bag answer to the same boardroom. And that boardroom gives you 5 years on the expensive one and defects only on the cheap one. You pay 4 times more for the Tumi badge from Samsonite. For a shorter real warranty than the independent brand, the flight crews actually roll. Round 5 is not close. Travelpro wins the war. The badge is never the bag. Round 6, failure after 100 flights. So what actually breaks and when? Let me give you the real-world record per brand, sourced from what owners report, not from a test I did not run. The Tumi, after 100 flights of hard use, mostly survives. The ballistic nylon shrugs off abrasion and the construction holds. The common failures are wheels and the occasional handle issue. Both land outside the full coverage window and cost you a repair. It is a genuinely durable bag. It is also a genuinely expensive bag to keep alive once the clock runs out. A wheel and handle repair out of warranty can run a meaningful fraction of a fresh mid-tier bag. You are maintaining an $800 asset on your own dime. The Samsonite tells the hardest luck story of the 3. Owner reports cluster around the predictable points. Cracked budget shells and cold holds on the ABS lines, worn spinner wheels, broken zipper pulls, handles that wobble loose. And because the warranty covers defects only, most of those real-world failures are on you. It is a fine bag for the occasional traveler who flies twice a year. It is not built to survive 100 flights without costing you. The Travelpro, the cruise bag, accumulates the same kinds of wear: wheels, handles, zippers, the universal failure points. But the bag does not die from them because those exact parts are the ones backed for life. The crew member whose wheel wears out at Flight 80 gets it replaced and keeps flying. That is the whole point. Crews put more punishment on a bag in a year than most travelers do in 10. The Platinum Elite is the one they keep rolling. Durability is not just surviving the 100 flights, it is being repairable and backed when the 101st flight breaks something. Round 6, on durability for the money over a real flying life, goes to Travelpro. Round 7, the corners, the seams, and the parts nobody checks. This is where bags quietly come apart, long after the wheels and zippers get the blame. The corners take every drop onto the belt. The seams hold the whole structure together under a packed load. The feet on the bottom drag across every curb, and on a cheap bag, they shear off and leave the base scraping concrete. On a hard side, the corner is the impact point. The Samsonite Omni in polycarbonate absorbs and recovers, but the budget ABS shells chip and split at exactly these stress points. On a soft side, it is the seams and the stitching that matter. Tumi's stitching is dense and reinforced, genuinely premium, and owner reports back that up. Travelpro reinforces the high-stress corners and the base on the Platinum Elite, built for crews who slam these into overhead bins 10 times a week. The difference, again, is not just whether it holds, it is what happens when it does not. A blown seam or a crushed corner on the Travelpro is a covered repair for life. On the Tumi, past the window, it is a bill against an $800 bag. On the budget Samsonite, a cracked corner is usually the end. You do not pay to repair a $200 shell, you replace it. The badge is never the bag. Round 7 on durability for the money goes to Travelpro again. The rounds are scored. Now the verdict. Travelpro is the clear winner on durability per dollar. $200 and a genuinely tough nylon shell. And the only warranty here that backs the wheels, handles, and zippers for life and covers airline damage on the flagship line. It is the bag the people who fly for a living actually roll, and they chose it for exactly the reasons this contest exposed. But let me be honest about who each bag is really for, because absolute statements are how you lose the skeptic. Say you are a weekly road warrior who wants the single toughest raw construction and genuinely does not care what it costs. The Tumi ballistic nylon is the best built fabric here. Buy it with open eyes, knowing you pay 4 times the price to its own parent company for 5 years of real coverage. If you fly twice a year and check a bag rarely, the Samsonite Omni in polycarbonate is a perfectly reasonable $200 workhorse. Just skip the brittle budget ABS lines and never expect the warranty to cover a real-world failure. Buy it as a 2 flights a year bag, not a 100 flights bag. Push it harder and the budget parts find their limit fast. But for anyone who flies regularly, who will rack up that 100 flights and watch the parts take the punishment, the answer is Travelpro, and it is not close. And here is the math that ends it. The Travelpro costs a quarter of the Tumi up front, and then it does not bill you again when the wheels or the handle wear out. The Tumi costs 4 times as much and starts charging you for repairs the moment the window closes. Over a flying life, the gap is not close. The smart traveler does not buy the bag. He buys the bag the crews roll, backed for life, for a quarter of the price. So here is the whole thing in one breath. Read the warranty. Lifetime and airline damage coverage beats 5 years and defects only. Read the wheels and the zippers, the parts that actually fail, and whether they are backed when they do. And read the owner reports, not the badge, because the logo never tells you who pays when the bag breaks. 3 bags, 100 flights, 1 winner, and it is the cheapest of the 3. Build a $2,000 wardrobe for $200. Every rule from this channel in one place, linked below. If you missed our breakdown on the luggage brands, you must stop buying. The brands that did not even make this cut. It's linked below. And our video on the shoe brands you must stop buying covers the same pattern at 232,000 views. Subscribe. This channel reads the bag, not the badge.